Hello, Kang. Hello, Enah. And hello, everyone. My name is Chloe Malaise, and we are honored to have Kang Quintus and Enah Johnscott here with us today as part of the Paris Art and Movie Awards 2020 Festival. Kang is the lead actor and producer of the feature film from Cameroon titled The Fisherman's Diary, and Enah Johnscott is the director and writer. So thank you so much to both of you for joining us for this interview.
Thank you. It's an honor. It's an honor.
Thank you. So this year we're actually celebrating the 10-year anniversary of the Paris Art and Movie Award Film Festival. This event is an independent film festival created for filmmakers by filmmakers. So it's such a special year. And I'm so excited that both of you and your project is part of this celebration. And also, this is not the first rodeo for either of you in the world of filmmaking. So I'm really excited to dive into a little bit about the story to bring The Fisherman's Diary to life, and then as well as each of your journey in the world of filmmaking so that we can all learn a little bit about your experience. So thank you so much again for taking time to speak with us today.
Thank you, Chloe. It's an honor.
Thanks. So let's start with your origin story. So let's talk a little bit about your background. And Kang, we can start with you. Tell us a little bit about where you were born, where you were raised, and how you got into the world of filmmaking.
Well, I was born in Wom. Wom is a little village in the northwest part of Cameroon. And my childhood actually it's quite fascinating because I grew up in the village and going to school bare feet. We were actually unable to have a square meal a day. A square meal, I'm talking about $1 a day as a family. You know, I went to school with torn uniforms, very dirty uniforms and torn all that, you know. But it was a humbling experience for me because it prepared me for what I am today because it made me understand that everything that you have to become in life, you have to work hard. And those moments were life-changing, and it shaped a lot about the way I see life, my perception about the world, about success, and what defines success. And yeah, I like to see myself like an accidental actor. I didn't go to film school. Yeah,
Wow.
Actually, yeah. I am an accidental actor. I did not go to film school. I didn't study acting in film school. I self-studied, and I actually stumbled across a friend of mine in Amsterdam because I used to live in Belgium, where I was studying a master's in economics and master in business administration at the University of Antwerp. So I stumbled across a friend of mine that was into filmmaking, and she introduced me to the world of filmmaking, and from there my passion has been burning and burning, and I just fell in love with acting till today.
Amazing. Yeah. An accidental actor.
And here we are, 10 years later, I am being nominated in a prestigious festival like this. It's quite an honor. It's a blessing, and I am very humble. Just getting a nomination from PAMA Awards, it's from PAMA. It's an achievement for me.
Yeah, and it's not just one. You guys have 5 nominations, which I'll talk about in a little bit, which is amazing. So wow, that's so interesting. And now, what about you? How did you, you know, where are you from? How did you get? Are you an accidental director?
I'm from the same place with Kang. I'm from Wom. I grew up in Wom. Almost same story. Really. Our backgrounds were not really best. Mine, especially too, wasn't the best. Grew up struggling for a square meal. So we've really had difficult life. I think, like you said, it actually formed us and made us the persons we have become. Yeah, because I remember I was driven a lot of times to school fees. Yeah, and you can imagine the school fees up to $2.
Yeah.
I was driven a lot of time because I could not pay school fees. And each time I go back and tell my dad would tell me, go and lie to them. Go and lie to them that I went to the city.
So how did you get into filmmaking? How did you go from Wom to PAMA? You know, how did that come about?
Yeah, I used to be a novel guy. I used to read a lot of novels. That was
okay.
Yeah, I picked up that habit, I think, while I was still very young, very tender. So when I got to the university, I think I got opened up to the city because that was actually the first time I was leaving my village, going to the University.
And the university was in Cameroon.
Yes.
Yeah, in Cameroon, in Yaoundé, the capital city of Cameroon. So when I went there, I saw people were going out to do rehearsals, some small groups. They were doing some stuff, some, you know, those kind of small productions. So when I read their scripts, it was not really right. Yeah, I told them I could do some stuff for them. So I wrote a good story, a good script for them back then. That was 2005, titled "The Game of Aces."
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember that story?
I remember
Yeah,
that, yes.
titled "The Game of Aces." So fortunately or unfortunately for them, that was my last year in the university. So
and you didn't go to the university to study filmmaking. You went for something else. Okay.
Yeah, I studied economics, human resource management.
Wow.
Yeah. So I went back to Limbe, another city in the southwest region of Cameroon, where I met a few friends. I showed them the script, they read it. They were like, "Hey, Scott, you could write this? Let's do something. Let's organize a rehearsal. Let's organize some sort of a rehearsal." It wasn't even an audition. We organized a rehearsal directly. So when those guys came for rehearsals, the turnout was massive. They came and they were like, "Okay, Scott." My friend was telling me, "Scott, go ahead, direct them." I was like, no, I don't know how to direct. You go ahead, direct them. He told me, "No, guy, you're from the university. You can speak good English." So
accidental director.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So all that disagreement, I told myself, okay, it's my script, I will direct them. So I directed them and they were like, "Okay, this guy directs well." Trust me, I did not know anything about directing.
Yeah.
I was just going with my God-given instincts.
Wow.
So when I think that is where the hook came in. I started being curious. I was curious. At that time, internet was massive. It was expensive, very expensive. An hour of internet was about $1.
Yeah, about $1.
Yeah, an hour of internet was $1.
And $1 is a lot of money.
And
back then it was a lot of money.
Yeah, the exchange is, yeah.
So I used to hawk. I did not tell you that. I used to hawk. So all my profits from hawking, I will use to browse the internet, to serve so that I can get some knowledge about directing and script writing.
Excuse my ignorance. What's hawking?
Hawking is
like selling on the streets, like buying and selling stuff.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Wow. What an inspiring story. I mean, that just goes to show, like, if you have a dream, you know, if you want to do something, you will find a way to do it. And what you guys have done.
I mean, the honest truth is.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I was trying to say the honest truth is a lot of us are self-studied filmmakers. You know, we actually study by doing research, you know, going to YouTube. Like I follow a lot of Hollywood actors. I try to study their methods of acting, their mannerisms, their diction, how they interpret their characters, how they get into their roles and all that. So I self-studied. I didn't go to film school, but I'm planning to go to New York Film Academy 2021. Oh, cool. But everything that I've become so far has been self-study. Yeah. Wow. And I think for him.
And what are some actors, for example, that you look up to for that self-study training that like inspired your acting, which is phenomenal in this feature film?
My favorite actor.
Who are some actors that helped mold your
Denzel Washington is my idol. He's my role model. He is everything. I've watched every of his films. I can tell you almost all of his lines, every film. You know, so he's a role model to me. He's somebody I look up to, and he's a fantastic actor. You know, and I also like A.G. Redman. the British actor. He's very deep. He's very deep actor. He's very emotional. His emotions are real. And so we mostly do self-study because where we come from, we don't have the opportunities to actually go to school and study filmmaking. We don't even have any filmmaking school in Cameroon. Yeah, so the most we can do is invest on the internet and self-study. Yeah.
That's why I have to say, the internet, we live in an age where we're so blessed to have so much knowledge at, you know, our fingertips with the internet. I mean, people couldn't have done this 20, 50 years ago. So it's amazing that you guys are taking advantage of that. And Enah, do you have directors in particular that you kind of look up to and kind of studied, or did you just go with your amazing gut instinct that you have for directing?
I like the way Quentin Tarantino approaches his films. He's got a freaky mind. So.
Yes, he does. That's amazing.
He inspires me.
How about Martin?
No, I like Quentin and Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah, Mel Gibson. Those two. Yeah, with their brains. I think.
Yeah.
Most of who I've become as a director is due to those two people. Yeah, Quentin and Mel Gibson. Yeah, they have different approaches to filmmaking. At least it makes me to easily create my own style.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it makes me really create my own style because I look a lot at their styles. I don't want to copy them. I will not copy them. They just make me to become more of me.
Right.
Interesting. Yeah, that's so important to differentiate between having inspiration and then using that to find your own voice. So that's a really good point. So what you guys have created with The Fisherman's Diary, this movie moved me so much. I only cried like 100 times throughout the movie, from like the beginning to the end. And I think like if I just think about it, so crying, especially as a young woman, you know, and seeing the story. So for all those watching who haven't seen the movie, The Fisherman's Diary is a feature film from Cameroon, which is based on true events, if I understand correctly. And it tells the story of a 12-year-old girl who lives in a fishing village of uneducated fishermen. And she's inspired by Malala Yousafzai's story. And she's determined to get an education. And it goes through all the brutal obstacles that she endures trying to get an education. And it's so beautiful. And this feature film at this festival has received 5 nominations, as I mentioned earlier on, including Best Feature Film, which is incredible, Best Director for you, Enah, Best Actor for you, Kang, Best Production and Producers, and Best Soundtrack. So congratulations, that is amazing. So I'm so curious to hear, how was this movie born? So I know, Enah, you co-wrote the film, if I'm not mistaken, with Boo Melvin, also known as Baba Prox. So where did the inspiration come from? How was it born? How did it come to life?
I think, like we say, it's based on true events. Yeah, The Fisherman's Diary is actually, they are true events that we blend up to come up with The Fisherman's Diary. Like when you see aspects of everything that in The Fisherman's Diary, none is fiction. Yeah. There are realities, there are daily realities in Cameroon. So I first of all picked it up and wanted to tell a story to depict the things we do that have a lot of consequences. The things we do for love that have a lot of consequences. Yeah, like you see the character Solomon, the
father.
man Solomon. Yeah, he was acting out of love. Yeah. He loves his family. He wants to keep his family. Yeah.
But he's ignorant.
But he's ignorant.
Yeah.
He doesn't know the consequences of the kind of love he's throwing out there.
Yeah.
So
and I think that's something really quick, that it's something that Kang, you embodied so well, and you guys did such a good job in this film of, you feel for Faith, for Eka, the little girl, but you understand the father's point of view, and you see, even though it's like brutal how he's, telling her, no, you can't get an education, and he beats her, and you want to be mad at the dad, but you can't, because you understand, you see that it's coming from a place of love. So Kang, the fact that you were able to have this this harsh, reaction, but still show that it comes from a place of love was so well executed. And it goes to show how a lot of times we do things in life that we think are the right things, and we're doing it from love, and it's empathy, it's compassion, it's understanding the other side. And I think you guys did that phenomenally. So, but please go on. I'm curious how you wrote the screenplay, and then, oh, it froze for 1 second. Technical difficulties. Please hold. Reconnecting. Test.
Yes.
Hello, we're back. We are back. So, and now, did you write the script, and then I imagine you both knew each other before The Fisherman's Diary?
You mean Kang and myself?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, we've known each other for ages. We grew up in womb. We were born in womb. So
Right. So did you write the screenplay and then bring this to Kang? Like, when did Kang Quintus films come into the picture?
Kang Quintus, he's always been a guy who likes the out of box kind of things.
Okay.
So when I got the first draft of this film, that was 2015. 2015.
5 years ago. Okay. Wow.
I sent it, and he's the only one who had that film in his email. He read it. He told me, Scott, see, allow me to hustle. Let's not mess up the script. Allow me to hustle. When the time will be right, we'll shoot it. So last year, the guy calls me and tells me, Scott, it's time for us to do that, to do that film. It's time for us to do that film. So revisit it. I want you to fix it. I told him, okay, we'll fix it. So that's where Proxy came into the picture, because he's an amazing writer too.
Okay.
Yeah, Baba Proxy. Yeah. So Baba Proxy came into the picture, and then we fine touched it and made it the way it was. And then I sent it to the guy. When the guy read it, he was like, hey, you are the man.
Yeah, I was very excited. When I got the final script, I was very, very excited, and I told him, okay, I feel like it's the right time to tell this story, because I am a very passionate filmmaker. I don't just want to do a film for the sake of it. I want to do a film that has impact on the next generation, because there are certain habits or certain cultures or certain things that are happening in Cameroon or Africa at large that I feel like the world needs to know. There are certain stories that we need to change the perception of this old adage, these traditions that have been held for so long, these beliefs that, a girl child is not supposed to get an education, this belief that only a man is supposed to be educated and all that. So these are things that are happening to today. And I just felt like we need to tell these stories. We need to let the world know that these things are still happening, and how do we provide a solution for those problems was what we tried to answer in the film. And it was a very, very intense and challenging role for me, because I had to balance being a father that loves the daughter and an ignorant father that has to go with the traditions. So I am very, very proud and excited. I chose him to direct the film. Kang Quintus Films chose him to handle the project, because he wrote the script. He had a complete picture of what the story that I wanted to tell, and I believe he did a fantastic job, because getting a nomination for Best Director at PAMA 2020 for me that's the biggest award that I was looking out for, because I'm so proud of the work he did. this project. Not even myself. I was looking more at him, and when I saw Best Acting Nominee, I was like, "How is that possible?" So I was really excited.
And Best Production too. So
yeah, he's the brain behind the film. Everything about this film has been him, from writing to directing to post-production. He was at the studio for over a year. We edited that film for over a year. I went to the studio every day, and I felt like he really deserved that recognition. Yeah.
absolutely. Wow, that kind of reminds me of the story of Avatar, I think you know, it's written during like Titanic, but he put it away because it wasn't like ready, the time wasn't right, and then he brought it out at the right time. So you brought it out. You guys really did an incredible job. So what's really great about talking with both of you is that since you both wear different hats in this film, you know, Kang, you're actor and producer, and now you're writer and director. It's almost like I'm interviewing 4 people, so I could get the perspective of 4 different roles with 2. So it's like 4 for 2. So I'd love to know, and maybe, you know, we could get this from each different angle, each different position you guys had to do, of the biggest challenge creating and bringing this film to life. So maybe from the writing perspective, or the directing, or the acting, or the producing perspective, what were some obstacles and challenges that you felt you had to overcome to bring this film to life?
I think the boss should go first.
The boss. I think I will start with the writing. Yeah. I'm one person that I've always loved to do reality, to write real stuff, to write things that are relatable, things that people will easily relate to. So spending that time alone, it actually deforms me. It deforms me, and that's the difficulty I have, because I see myself sometimes.
Okay.
I think that's my major difficulty. I see myself plunging into tears. My wife will bash into me when I'm in the office section, and it's like, "Why are you crying?" and stuff like that. I learned early on. If not, I would have had pity on the character Enah. The way she was. I knew what I was writing was not I was not exaggerating. I was just painting an everyday picture of
realistic picture of what's happening.
Yeah, of what's happening. So my main difficulty was just carrying those emotions. Sometimes, like when we were revising it, sometimes I would close down my laptop and go for a walk. Not because I was not inspired to write, but because I wanted to relieve my nerves. My nerves were choked up a lot of times. So
wow,
that was my difficulty.
I can imagine. Yeah, if it was difficult watching it, knowing that this is something that people are going through every day, I can imagine writing it and then having to embody that, Kang, which was your role, you know, is coming in and bringing those characters to life. And even a girl that plays Enah, you know, Faith Fidel, who I can imagine, you know, the work that she had to do internally to bring that to life. Like she did such a fantastic, she's a great young actress too. So I imagine that was a challenge for you, as you had mentioned, Kang, earlier, trying to find the balance between.
It was a very big challenge for me because my style of acting, I'm a method actor. So sometimes I take the unconventional ways of getting to my character. And after the film, till today, I can tell you for a fact, I'm still struggling to get out of character. You know, wow. I'm still struggling. Yeah. Wow. So it was a huge challenge for me because for the first time I had to play somebody that is emotionally abusive, because I was really emotionally abusive to the little girl, which is the complete opposite of who I am as a person, you know, and getting to that role, getting to that character, to become that person, you know, to speak like a person, to speak from a place of ignorance, a place of love, and at the same time, a place of anger, a place of pain, a place of, you know, that you don't believe in that particular thing anymore, was the greatest challenge I faced in playing that character. And the first day I actually felt like I did a great job was when I got a PAMA nomination, to be honest, because I am a huge critic of myself. I'm a huge critic of my acting, that if it's not 200%, I'm not satisfied. So I still felt like it wasn't what it was supposed to be. I was still hard on myself. And it was only after I got a nomination from PAMA that I was like, okay, this is PAMA. I was like, this is PAMA we're talking about. I was like, okay, I felt a little bit, So it was a huge challenge, acting-wise, but production-wise, getting the funding for the film was my biggest challenge.
I was going to ask,
because,
how was that?
Yes, for some of us in this side of the world, getting funding for films is a big deal. We don't have fundings available that you can apply for or get it from a bank or somewhere, because the industry it's a very vibrant industry, but we are not at that point where you can just take a script and have a collateral somewhere and get funds to fund the film. So you have to raise finances for the film, which is what I did. So that was a huge challenge. And then another challenge was shooting where we shot the film. Yeah, because it was during the rainy season, and some 2 days without filming because it was raining. But you still have to lodge everybody, take care of everybody, suspend the production. We had to pay for location bosses. We had to take care of everything. And when the days are going without filming, it's more money. So it was a lot of stress. It was a lot of, it was good stress. Let me put it like that. Now,
I think it worked for him.
It worked for me because it helped me get even more into my character. Because I needed to look like that. I needed that person. And it was a challenging experience, but it was a beautiful experience. I am very glad that I wish we don't go through that anymore, especially financially, but it was a good experience.
Yeah. Would you change something in like the pre-production and the planning, knowing what you know now? Is that something that you know to look ahead at when you're planning and location scouting and planning the time? Is that something that more funding?
More funding.
Interesting. Yeah. Would you have changed when you shot?
I probably should have. But the thing is, when it comes to filmmaking, especially with independent filmmakers, you cannot handle externalities. Rain is something that you cannot control. Yeah, you might start filming today and then boom, it starts raining.
Yeah.
But we want to shoot the film during the dry season because we have 2 seasons in Cameroon, the dry season and the rainy season. Unlike you have winter, fall, and summer in Europe. Here we have 2 seasons, the dry season, which is when there's no rain at all, and the rainy season. But based on the story that we wanted to tell, we could not tell the story during the dry season because I think it's during the dry season that water levels go down and then fishing is a little bit.
Wow.
Things that has to deal with fishing, it had to be shot during the rainy season. So on that, I don't think there's something we could have really changed. But funding is the biggest.
Right. Yeah, no, and that's something that's like every filmmaker struggles with everywhere. So just, I can't even imagine from Cameroon, which, the conversion rate, everything, it's just, the challenges must be, exponentially over there. But you guys did it, and you did such a great job with it. So I think you've done something great for your country. I feel like you've inspired others that come from a town and a village from like where you came from to know that they can do that too. You know what I mean? So even that is just basically what Malala did for Enah, you guys have potentially done for other young filmmakers. So that's amazing.
And this is the first Cameroonian film on PAMA. It's huge for us. It's quite an honor that for a huge festival like this. When I was going through your website after the nominations, I saw that a lot of films have left from here, won Oscars, picked up by Paramount, won BAFTA awards. I was like, are you kidding me? So it was quite a tap in the shoulder for all of us.
Yeah, and it's validation, like you were saying. It shows that, you know, all the sweat and all the time you guys spent, it's validated. And I think if you can change and inspire one person, you've already accomplished so much. And I think you guys did so much more than that with this film. So, which speaking of, like, you know, inspiring younger generations, if you could go back in time and give yourself a piece of advice for your future, if you could go back to when you were 20 and give yourself a piece of advice, what would you tell yourself, knowing what you know now?
Filmmaker wise, or based on the story?
Based on the story?
You mean based on the story? Is your question based on the story of the film or personally?
Personally, your life, like your filmmaking journey, once you decided I want to be a filmmaker, and then Kang from the future comes in and gives you a piece of advice, you know, whether it's everything's going to work out, don't worry, get more funding, you know, what would you tell your younger self?
Well, I would tell the younger fellas, never give up. Never, ever give up. You know, life is not a straight line. It's full of challenges. You know, sometimes you're going to be knocked down, but it's not how you fall. It's how you rise up and keep going. You know, life is going to knock you down 9 times, but wake up 10 times and keep going. You know, because when you give up, that's when you give up on your dreams. So keep fighting. If you are a struggling filmmaker out there, know that one day is going to be your day. So keep doing it, keep fighting. If you cannot get funding, don't give up, keep trying, keep applying, keep struggling and hustling. And most importantly, believe in the art of filmmaking. You know, you have to do it right. You know, there are no shortcuts when it comes to filmmaking. You have to do it right, master the art, self-study, and put in a lot of work, educating yourself. And I believe that one day is going to be your day. Everybody has a payday.
Yeah, this is your day. And now, what about you? What would you tell your younger filmmaker self?
I would tell them focus, and believe.
And believe.
Believe in your abilities, believing in your abilities. Because I think for one, it took me quite a long time to get to believing in what I could tell as a filmmaker. And it is that belief that gives you style. And it is that belief that makes you to dare. So I'll tell them to be focused, believe, and to know the Holy Spirit counts in everything you do. Thank you.
Absolutely. That's amazing. And I want to talk really quick about the language used in the film, because I did a little bit of research because I don't know much about Cameroon. And I saw that while the 2 official languages in Cameroon are English and French, this country is home to at least like 250 languages, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, we lost some connection. Reconnecting. Hi. So that I saw that the 2 main languages in Cameroon were English and French, but that this country is home to at least 250 languages, which I think is fascinating. And then in the movie, I saw, you know, I caught on to like English and some French, you know, especially when the teacher is speaking, it was very, very clear English, but when it's like within the village, it was like something else, you know. So tell me a little bit about the language. Did you specifically choose a certain dialect? Like how did you decide on the language for this film? Was it from your village where you're both from?
Actually, the English-speaking side of Cameroon, we have what they call Pidgin English.
Pidgin, which is like a combination of English and French?
No, not English and French. It is not Franc-Anglais. It's just Pidgin English. Broken English.
Yeah.
I see.
It is common with should I say underdogs? It's common with the local communities in English-speaking side of Cameroon. So generally is the kind of language that the uneducated speak out of school English. Yeah, that's why you will see the teacher in school. She speaks English. When she comes and is talking to Solomon, she normally would want to talk to Solomon in Pidgin because that's what Solomon understands best.
Right. Yeah, I saw the differentiation of that. Yeah, I thought that was really well done. It helped establish kind of those like social differences, you know, between the teacher and then the owner of the school too was speaking like. So I thought it was a very interesting and well used of language. I felt like it wouldn't have made sense if Solomon spoke the same way as the teacher, you know. So when she came into play, I was like, oh, I like how they did that. So I remember the Yuyanor. Did I say that right? Yuyanor.
Yuyano.
Yuano. I caught that one. Yuano. I like that. No, I thought it was. I thought it was really well done.
Character, please.
I love it. So just to, wrap up the interview, I'd love to know kind of what's next in store for both of you. What do you, I mean, I know, Kang, you said you're getting your PhD in accounting, I think, or finance, and then you plan on going to New York Film School. So tell us a little bit about, what's coming up next.
Yeah, I'm actually working on my next project. We are trying to get this to where we're trying to get a Netflix distribution for The Fisherman's Diary. We have submitted a film to them already. And hopefully when that gets out of the way, I have a project that is coming up, hopefully 2021. I'm going to be working on that one. And it's going to be bigger and better. Very big and better.
Amazing. Yeah. And you plan on doing that simultaneously while you're at the New York Film School?
Yes, I'm trying to do that immediately after my New York, because it's a 6-month course I want to take, filmmaking at New York Film Academy. Immediately I graduate, I want that to be my first project after film school.
Oh, great. Oh,
right.
Wow, you think ahead. I like it. You're ready. You're already thinking after graduation. That's amazing.
Right.
Wow. Right. And Enah, what about you? What do you think?
On a feature as a writer and director, Sabina, it's one of my big colleagues' works that he's coming on board. So he really wants to get something big out there too. So we're working on that.
Amazing. Amazing. I'm so excited for both of you. You guys, you guys did an incredible job with The Fisherman's Diary. And I just can't wait to see everything else that's in store for you guys. So once again, congratulations. I'm so excited for you guys. I'm thrilled to have had the opportunity to speak with you guys. Thank you so much to Matt for inviting me to host this interview. I hope all the best for your future endeavors. And just thank you again. I'm so excited to see everything that's in store for both of you. Thank you, Kang, Quintus, and Enah Johnscott.
I cannot wait to get on the PAMA red carpet one day. I think it's because of coronavirus that we could not make it this year, but
yes,
we are going to be back bigger and better and stronger.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you. I'm so excited for you guys. Thank you, Enah. You have any last words before we wrap up?
I just want to say congratulations to you guys for nominating me. It is a big deal. It is a big deal to me. When the nominations came, I told my wife that there are some awards, there are some festivals that when they nominate you, it means you definitely know what you're doing. So I think it has given me another level of confidence to kind of like strengthen the already existing confidence, and maybe to approach film now in a more comfortable way. Yeah, because trust me, the way of perception now has changed just with a nomination from PAMA. The way I perceive filmmaking now. I hear PAMA, I hear Hollywood, I hear big guns, I hear Oscars, PAMA, Hollywood, PAMA, all those things. So am I that? If I'm that, then I can be more than that. So
Absolutely.
I believe I say thank you to PAMA with all my might. It is
Yes.
actually,
Oh,
it means a lot. It means a lot to me.
that's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I can't take any credit for that. I give praise to Matt, you know, the festival director, and everyone on the PAMA team. They've really done an amazing job, and it's amazing what festivals do for filmmakers. And you can tell when independent festivals are created by filmmakers, because they have filmmakers in mind, and they just
right.
inspire so many people. So I'm so excited for you guys. I'm so excited for PAMA and their 10-year anniversary. So it's a special year, and there's so much more in store for
Right,
all the
right.
filmmakers out there.
Yeah, to be honest, PAMA has done a lot by selecting this film. This film is representing Cameroon, and the entire country is very proud for this
Oh,
recognition. Every filmmaker in the country is feeling very accomplished right now that we are doing the right things. And we just want to say thank you for the nominations. For me, my nomination is already a victory. You know, it's
yeah,
already an award, and I'm very honored. I
absolutely.
am that the entire 5 nominations at PAMA is a big deal, and we want to say thank you to the entire jury, to the PAMA jury 2020, and we look forward to the subsequent editions. Like I said, we are going to be back on that record.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you to both of you. I can't wait. I'm gonna keep an eye out for you guys and everything that's in store. So thank you so much.